So hello, my friends, Devon Lennox here. Welcome back to the third and final segment of my culling or my selection process, my selection workflow from start to scratch, or from start to finish rather. And so in the last video, essentially where we left off is I exported the images that we narrowed down. So we went from 620 images down to 60, down to 40, down to 10 images. And then what I did then was I exported the images out to my pictures folder here on my MacBook Pro. And what we're gonna do now, since we have the images exported, we're actually just gonna open them up in preview per look, and we're gonna select the top 3 images. Cause I mean, I always just, for me, my perspective is this: you'll need one image to really represent a look. It's nice if you get 2 or 3 and you can make it into a catalog or whatever. But at the same time, you really just need that one image. We shoot, 150 or 100 images per look because we want to make sure we have a lot of flexibility, and we want to make sure we get that image. And if we don't, we get something that's at least good, right? That's publishable. But at the same time, my perspective has always been, it's like, I'm just looking for the one image. If I get one image through 700 or 1,000 shots, if I take that, I don't take that many, but if I were to do that, and we're shooting for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, whatever it is. If I get one image for that day, I'm good. That's it. I'm just looking for one image. If I get more than that, icing on the cake at that point. But I'm just looking for the one image per look at that point. So essentially what we're going to do now, since we exported those images, I'm actually going to command click, and I'm going to open each one of these in preview. So just wait for it to, actually I can just use open, and it'll default to open in preview. So we're going to do all those for this look. We're going to do all those for this look. And we're going to do all those. Oh, sorry, I need to add that to the other one. And let's go back over here. Let me scroll that in there, add that one as well. Okay, so I'm going to hide this, the sidebars, because we don't need to see that. I don't have a big enough monitor to showcase the sidebars as well. It's just not going to work. And then this is something I did in a previous video when it comes to basically making sure your images look good as a set. So you're welcome to refer back to that video if you'd like to see more information on this kind of process right here. But this is what it looks like in practicality in real life. So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at these images side by side, and I'm gonna make sure that they embody the theme that we had, and they really look cohesive as a whole set. There's a lot of variation. The model looks really good. The hair looks awesome. The makeup looks awesome. And as a team, I think to just make sure the images really represent all of us as a whole. So that's basically what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just click on each individual one, and I'm going to use basically the up and down arrow keys on my keyboard to go between the images that are in a gallery. So I think that one out of these 2 images, yeah, I would say the mouth open on that one just has that more like relaxed kind of look. And then I'm just going to go click right here and go up and down, and then just make sure that the energies are different. I'm actually going to go to this one over here first, just because I want to see what that end result is, because I don't want all the eyes to be closed. That's kind of my fear already. Okay, now we're gonna, oh, that's pretty cool, like that. Okay, so what are my options here? Okay. Okay. Okay, interesting. So at this point, this is where it gets kind of challenging, right? Because to narrow it down to the top 3. So I've already narrowed these 2 down here. I don't think I would necessarily use that image. From that point, it's just going to be it's going to come down to whether it's going to be necessary, I guess, basically this image right here, or more than likely this image right here. So what I'm looking at when it comes, I'm actually going to open up the sidebar as well so I can close some of these other images. Yeah, I'm going to close these ones. These images are great. It's not to say that they're bad or anything like that, but I only have so much time to edit photos. This is a reality situation. I don't have that much time, so I can't be editing all of these photos. So I kind of explained what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these 2 photos and how I'm going to make this decision. So I'm looking at all of these as an entire set, right? So to make sure that all of the images that are presented here, they're different. right? She's looking, her eyes are open in one, her eyes are closed in one, she's looking this way in one. She has a different, I guess, emotion, or like she's emoting differently to the camera. The energies are different. I don't want them to be like all photos of her looking in one direction with her eyes closed, because at that point there's not a lot of variation. Yes, sure, there's variation in the looks that we've shot, but there needs to be variation in the pose and the theme, even though we're still shooting on a gray seamless background and all of that stuff. The lighting hasn't changed, all of that stuff, right? But there needs to be variation in that. That's important. So what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these two photos is like, is it enough variation? Does the hair look good? Does it embody the concept? And I mean, I honestly like this one, to be quite honest with you. I just think it's just so much they're all so different. Granted, I mean, this image is good, but I'm gonna close that one as well. I'm actually gonna do this one. My only fear with this one and with that one was that they're both, eyes closed, and she's just kind of looking away off to this side. So they're kind of similar in that front, but so I may very well end up going back and changing this specific image on the left-hand side over here, and then kind of narrowing it down that way. But because I think these two as a grouping, these two images right here, I think these two images are great together, but they're just different. Energies are different. But ultimately, I kind of have to go back through that workflow a little bit. But this right here is really the process that I take. Now, it would be nice if I got to the final images right this second, but it takes a little bit of time. I don't want to bore you guys with the gruesome details as I go back and forth. But essentially, this is the workflow on how I go from really 600 images down all the way to 10. Well, not even 10 images, 3 images. So it would just be something like that. Again, I would change one of these photos just because the emotions is the same, and I could do that one right there, but I feel like there's just a better image, so I would change one of these two images here. I think this is great though. But I hope you guys got some value from that. I know this is a longer set of videos, or a longer entire video, whatever we decide to do on that front. So I get that this is long, but I wanted to make sure that I cover the workflow, and so you guys have a reference, right? I know it was kind of fast, and I didn't really explain exactly why I was saying no to a lot of images, but you have to trust your gut instinct after a certain point. Once you've shot 100, 200, 300 shoots, then you'll get to a point where you just kind of know ultimately what you're looking for. And as great as this was as a shoot, it was absolutely incredible. I still know what I'm looking for, and I know just subconsciously like what poses and things of that nature typically best suit models and best suit hair and best suit makeup, just because I have a lot of experience doing that stuff. So, and that's something you guys have to kind of go through, just kind of the grind little by little and just build that muscle. But no, it's possible. This process was super fast. I could easily do this whole process in 15 minutes, but since I'm explaining and I'm talking and stuff like that, it's going to be a little bit longer. But yeah, this process is super, super fast for me. I don't take a lot of time when it comes to that. Sometimes I will come back time and time again just to kind of like, revisit the selection to make sure. But outside of that, I usually trust my gut instinct, and I just kind of go with it at that point. And to keep some of the images on the back burner if I want to use them at a later date. But this would be ultimately the selection that would be the last and final images that would be published, at least immediately. Some of the other ones can be published later. But yeah, so I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. We'd love your support and your contribution to the community, man. Absolutely join us if you'd like to. Please leave a like and a comment in the description down below. Let us know if we missed anything, or if what's your kind of workflow? Are you doing this through Adobe Camera Raw? Are you doing this through Lightroom? Are you doing this on the camera? Like how are you kind of curating your images? How many images do you normally take in a shoot? I know this is 600 images, so maybe you're not taking that many. I get that, but at the same time, let me know in the comments down below. We can have a discussion about that. We're very responsive in our comments, so let us know. And this is Devon Lennox, PhotographyPX. Thank you for tuning in, my friends. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, my friends. Bye, brother.